So it's February, and you will not believe what I found here in Southern California this early in the season. Stick around, I can't wait to show you. So for us to find these really cool annuals this early in February is unreal. I actually found these last week and I'm just now getting around to making the video. So I just could not wait to share them with you because I know that this is going to be something that a lot of people are interested in, especially when there's so much going on right now in the way of weather across our nation. So I want to share with you what I was able to find and how I'm going to use it in my garden this year. So it's not a coincidence that I was able to find these annuals really early, because all of these varieties here are more prone to do well in cooler weather, especially the Nesia that's right here. And the Superbells and the Supertunias really do well all the way down into a light frost. They handle it like champions. And even though we typically don't get that cold around here, in case we do get down to like 32 or 33 right around there, it's not going to phase these plants at all. So I'm sure that's why the growers, whoever they were, decided to go ahead and have a go at these varieties. And it's so exciting to get them, and I cannot wait to put these in containers. I have so many different ideas, but before we get to those ideas, let's show you what I was able to find, starting with this beautiful Supertunia right here. I have actually had experience growing this before. This is Supertunia Daybreak Charm, and I had planted them in my narrow flower bed when we had just planted those tower boxwoods a number of years ago, and they were so beautiful. They did okay in the ground, but for some reason I think my soil was not amended enough. They were a little bit, it seemed to be lacking in iron, so they looked a little iron deficient. But the ones that I planted in pots, I had two of them in terracotta pots, just seemed to flourish beautifully. I kept trimming them back through the season and they kept coming back, and that's what all of these annuals will do with a good trim. Once they've become a little bit overgrown, they do respond well to that. But the best thing about this, and you can kind of tell this is doing this now, is it has a really nice tight mounding habit. So if you do have it in a terracotta pot, it's going to do so nicely, and it's going to be very uniform and beautifully balanced. When this is blooming to its fullest potential, it's just covered with these gorgeous light pink blooms that have this transition to this yellow throat. My favorite application for this would definitely be in a container, just because they do have a beautiful mounded growing habit, and it really does look stunning in those containers. And so for this year, I think we're going to plant these in one of our self-watering containers along with this next, and this is a classic for so many of you. This is a beautiful Supertunia Royal Velvet, and that contrast, that beautiful, deep, rich, dark purple, almost looks like a velveteen. Really pretty. This growth habit on this is very different than this Daybreak Charm in that it is more trailing for sure. It does mound a little bit. I've grown it before and it's super hardy. They do very well all season. They really go crazy at the height of the summer, and they just put on blooms and they never stop. One thing about all of these annuals, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself, is none of them need to be deadheaded. The old petunias from the past, when I used to plant in my grandmother's garden, they'd have to be deadheaded, where you have to come through and pick off the blooms so that the plant would not go to seed and it would continue to bloom. So a lot of you may know the Proven Winners line very well, and these trailing petunias are known for the fact that they do not have to be deadheaded, and they will continue to bloom profusely through the spring, through the summer, into the fall, until they get zapped by a freezing cold temperature that really kind of takes them out the rest of the way. But they will last for you like crazy. And so my idea with this beautiful rich purple is to pair that with this Daybreak Charm, and I think that's going to be a really nice combination. Those two contrasting colors, it's just going to be screaming the spring, which I know that we're all looking forward to, and I'll give you a definite update on that when we get to planting these two varieties. But yeah, Supertunias are extremely hardy. This one, when I grew it last time, it exceeded my expectations because I had it in a pot that was pretty large. It's probably like a 18-inch pot, and it trailed beautifully all the way down to the ground. I just trimmed it to the ground. You couldn't even see the pot. It was just full of that rich, beautiful purple color. So cannot wait to plant that with the Daybreak Charm right here. All right, now a couple of these other ones are new to me, and I'll talk about those last, but I want to talk about the Nesia. And I'm real excited to get this Nesia. I've had two different experiences with a couple varieties of Nesia, the yellow being one of them, and the Aromance pink. And I think the main difference between the yellow and the Aromance pink, which I don't have here today, is that the Aromance pink seemed to be a lot more heat tolerant, so it lasted through the season a lot longer. I had the beautiful yellow planted in the back bed behind me, and it did really well until we got really hot. Then it fizzled out, which is fine because it showed some beautiful color throughout the spring, and I was really excited to find it again because I'm going to use this in a little bit different application this year in some hanging baskets or some containers and see how those do. But this is really, really nice, super healthy specimens, and it's such a really bright, pretty color there. And if I was going to plant this in a hanging basket, I would probably plant it in the center. It gives you a little bit of height there with something that trails around the side. It would spill over. Absolutely perfect. Can't wait to get these planted. So excited. And next, this was a really great find. This is the cranberry red, and that is such a rich, beautiful red tone. And so I think if I paired a couple of these together, the yellow and the red, it would be stunning. And just that contrast with the light and the dark together is really something that you would definitely see from afar. If you were coming into the yard and seeing a container that had these two plants together, it would be just really stunning. Your eye would be immediately drawn to it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save one of these for one of my hanging baskets, and I'm going to pair this cranberry red with the other yellow, the lemon variety that I have here, and just put that in maybe like a low container. Again, this is the perfect time of year for these because I think they're going to do really well as our temperatures are not too hot, and having them in a container will allow me to keep a monitor on their water situation because they do not like to dry out, and they don't really come back very well from a drought situation. They like to be kind of consistently moist, at least in my experience. And so if I have them in a container, I'll be able to monitor that a lot better. But yeah, that would be so nice, everybody. Don't you think so? Those two colors together, I think it would be stunning. So that is our Nesia there, and I'll tell you more about that as we plant them in the future. And then a couple other varieties that I was able to find that I've never grown before are two different varieties of Calibrachoa. In the Proven Winners world, that is the really nice Superbells variety, and I have had such great luck with all of their Superbells, and I was really excited to find here locally two varieties that I've never grown before, and I was excited because there's a similarity between this one, which is the honeyberry, and also this daybreak charm that I have here, and I thought that would be really cool to tie in the colors together as we go for a more bold look with our colors. We had a lot of light colors, a lot of pastels last year with some whites and yellows and pinks. And this year I'm going to add some boldness into the yards, some reds, some dark purples, things that really stand out and pop, something totally different that we've never done before, and I'm excited to see how that's going to look. And so once everything's planted and we have that really nice bold look in our yard, I'm excited to see how that all turns out. But anyways, back to this variety. Now, the Superbells honeyberry, so pretty. You have that very, very light pink along with that transition to a beautiful creamy yellow. One of the things that I was thinking for this would be those beautiful colors. It looks to be mounding very nicely, although I do know that these Superbells trail beautifully. I've had them in my hanging baskets, in my containers. I don't plant them in the ground too much because our ground is a little bit too, it holds moisture a little bit too much for these. They don't like to have what they call wet feet. You've heard that so many times in so many videos, I'm sure, if you've been surfing the internet looking at gardening videos. Some people can plant these in the ground, but you really have to be careful because you don't want to lose your plants, especially when you're investing in a quality plant just like these Superbells. Again, the color so pretty, and I think what I'm going to do is I got 3 of these. I'm going to put them along with this lemon Nesia, and I think having 3 of them around to trail over the sides of the hanging basket will be absolutely beautiful. And yeah, that is definitely spring-like and will bring a lot of cheerful color to the yard. If you've had any experience with honeyberry, make sure you drop a comment. Let me know what your experience was with this beautiful color. Now, a lot of people have talked about this next variety, and I was so excited to find it. That is the Tropical Sunrise from Proven Winners, another gorgeous Superbells, and look at how healthy these blooms are. They are incredible. I think the really neat thing about this, and it's aptly named, of course, Sunrise, because it has that beautiful light yellow color along with some like really nice almost coral pinks that fade to a little bit of an orange in there. It's just really, really nice, looking like a sunrise for sure. I've never been able to find this one. I've been looking for it because there are certain people that I've been inspired by on YouTube that have planted these in a monoculture container where it's just the one color, and they look absolutely stunning. So these are going to definitely go in a container. Like I said, they should be planted here anyways in containers so that they have that great drainage and in a place where there's a lot of sun. So I don't know if I'm going to underplant these under my boxwoods or if I'm going to do a kind of a monoculture, which means one color in one of my hanging baskets, which would also be absolutely beautiful. Now, I think the greatest quality about all of these plants here is that they are extremely hardy. We don't have any dead branchings or anything like that. They are extremely sturdy. They're not too wobbly. You can tell that there's a lot of branching starting from the insides of the plants as well, which to me is huge. I don't just typically, if I'm going to purchase a plant at full price, I want to make sure that it is healthy as possible. Now, if it were on clearance, then that's a whole nother situation where you can trim away some of that old dead branching and try to bring it back by giving it its nutrients and kind of bringing it back with some fertilizer and some loving care. But when we're buying them at the beginning of the season, we want to make sure that we check for disease. If there's any kind of branchings that's broke off, you want to have the absolute best quality to start with so you have the best chance of success in your gardens. Now, I was really excited, so I bought a lot of these tropical sunrise and I just kind of put them in my cart. And not all of them were blooming, and I was surprised to see a couple days ago that one of the tropical sunrise actually was mislabeled, and it's actually Superbells yellow. You can see the tropical sunrise tag right here, and it's actually yellow, which is going to be beautiful because with any of these varieties, the yellow would go really well. It would pull in this lemon yellow and look really pretty in one of those containers. So I was excited about that because yellow was not one of the options that was there at the garden center, and to have this surprise is really great. Had plenty of success with Superbells yellow over the years, and I definitely will find a space for this, so it was a great surprise. So thank you guys for being here today. And if you're still experiencing winter where you are, not to worry, spring is on its way. I just thought I'd share a little inspiration to give you guys some hope to see what is coming for you very soon. And before long, all of us will be planting our beautiful annuals, planting perennials, and enjoying the glorious blooms that spring can bring. Thank you so much for being here today. We'll see you very soon in our next video. Until then, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.